yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another Thinker versus Speaker recap. If you didn't know, my name is Marissa the Thinker. I am host of Thinker versus Speaker, a podcast where once a week I sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever we want to talk about. It's just people talking about the different aspects of life and, capturing conversations at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But if you're new here, welcome. Nice to meet you. Leave a comment, introduce yourself, or just say hey, whatever. But if you're not, you know what I'm saying, welcome back. Yeah, what's up with me? What's new with me? I don't know. Y'all, first off, let me get the cat out the bag. Y'all know I don't really BS with y'all like that. It feels so weird to be sitting and recording today. Like, I don't know. Like, it's one of those days where it's just like, meh. You know what I'm saying? It's very much a meh kind of day. And on one end, it's like I'm really grateful for the discipline, because like these would be the days, like y'all remember if y'all been here for a long time, where I'd be like, oh, when you want to record, when you know I'm doing this. Anyway, in the past, it would be like one of those days, and I'm not there anymore, but like I'm learning how to deal with that feeling in a different way. And it's very weird to be going through that, like where you're seeing, like, I guess the best way to put it is like if you've ever gone through like a growing pain and you see yourself like growing, and it's just very strange, where it's just like, well, I reacted to that totally differently. Okay, cool. Like, so it's one of those times. So if I seem a little off, that's just because it is a little off. Like, I'm just at a stage in my life, like I've alluded to it the last 2 recaps, I believe, where I'm just in a stage where I've just been doing a lot of reflection, and it's time for growth. It's time for growth. It's time for change, and, just really not running from what it is that you need to do. Like, this is the first time in my life where I've really allowed myself to feel things that I need to feel. So if I feel like I'm in an environment where something just don't feel right, I'm not trying to convince myself it's right. I'm letting myself feel it to identify what's wrong, so I can therefore know what to do with it, and just learning how to navigate things in a more mature way. And it's very interesting given a lot of the changes that I've been going through and experiencing lately. I getting ready for the expo, said that so many times. We're getting ready to do the expo, and for me, like, that requires a little bit of prep work. So we've been doing things behind the scenes. I've been working on more process stuff than actual podcast stuff, it seems like. And it's been really fun. I got some things that I'm excited to tell y'all more about in the future, hopefully very, 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 very near future. So if you're not following me on social media, definitely make sure to check that out. I'll give that to y'all at the end of the recap. But, new things happening, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got business cards now, so I can show people my business cards. We got like a new logo. Well, it's really a play on the old logo, like, but yeah, it's a new logo, and it's just, man, I'm having fun. Like, first off, let me just thank y'all for the growth of the show, because if y'all weren't here, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I appreciate y'all tuning in every week and sharing the show and putting other people onto it. Like, it's getting to a point where people are really beginning to understand what it is that we're doing here, and getting behind it and supporting it and getting involved and helping push it forward. And I'm beyond grateful. I think that's a part of what's making me so anxious now. I guess anxious is the best way to put it, because the things that you pray for are starting to come to fruition, like where you pray for help, you pray for support, you pray for people backing you up, and you become okay with being resilient. You become being okay with not having those things, and then once those things start really showing up in your life, it gives you a different level of appreciation, having to really go at it alone for a while. And we were kind of going at it alone for a minute, and there were definitely a lot of times where I questioned what it is that we were doing here, and why am I doing this? And when we get episodes like the one that I had last week with Kiara, it just kind of all comes full circle, right? So nice little segue, right? Let's talk about last week's episode. Hopefully y'all checked it out. It's called Speechless, and it was just like a guide to networking, facing obstacles, and learning how to navigate in new environments. So if y'all looking to hear tips on how to network, why networking is important to us, and things that we use to kind of navigate through a world where you kind of have to network to get what it is that you want, check out that episode, because Key is definitely going to drop some gems, and I drop some in terms of staying strong in difficult situations. Like I think doing that episode put networking into perspective for me personally, because I didn't realize it was something that could come so naturally. I always thought of networking as a thing that you have to intentionally do, but it doesn't have to be. If you're not familiar with networking and what we mean by networking, typically in the business sense is dealing with different people, interacting with different people, and building connections with them. Building connections with different people with different backgrounds and similar backgrounds to whatever it is that your goal is. So say, for instance, if you're a musician, right? You would want to be making connections with other musicians, producers, graphic designers and things like that, other artists in a sense, in all forms of artistry. But you want to connect with those people because those are people that you would need in the future to further progress your goal of being a musician. Well, that's networking, just building those connections and having those people, those resources that you can turn to make your life and your journey easier. Now, the reason why I say what I say about, feeling like it has to be intentional, because I always thought of networking as like, oh, I need to go to an event. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. But doing that episode with Kiara helped me realize that networking can essentially happen everywhere. And sometimes it's not even intentional. When I started that episode, and even my intention behind doing that episode in the first place was me in preparation for Expo and wrapping my mind around it, because it's just like, oh, I'm so nervous. Like, I got to talk to all these different people. I got to do this stuff. And, really when I think about things that I've experienced in my past, I've always had a little habit of getting people to gravitate towards me in one way or another, just off of being who I am. So, my personality in general, I'm a polite person, I'm a friendly person, and I'm a genuine person when you meet me. And that just tends to resonate with people. That's just a thing that people like. So my ability to do that kept a lot of people on my side. So then when there's time for opportunities to arise, it makes people want to consider you. That's the importance of networking. And even then, I was a quote unquote shy person, but the thing that made me successful was because I was always being myself. And that was a big key to what we were talking about, pun intended. That was a big key to what we were talking about. Because when you have those connections like that, it becomes easy. When you have that confidence in yourself and who you are and what you're doing and why you're doing it, it becomes a lot easier to network. Sometimes networking isn't like, hey, this is me, this is my business, this is what I'm promoting. It's just saying, hey, how are you today? Building a connection, and then just allowing it to do what it does. If it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, you're going to be okay. But you got to try. You got to put yourself out there. So sometimes networking can be as simple as just saying hello to a stranger and then seeing where that interaction goes. So I found that interesting. If y'all are interested in that kind of thing, definitely check it out. Again, like I said, it wasn't all about networking. Part of it was learning how to navigate new challenges and new environments, because that's a thing too. Whenever you have to, go into a place that's completely foreign to you and show who you are, that can be a scary thing sometimes. And sometimes you face challenges that you didn't necessarily feel prepared for. And that's where faith comes in to an extent, because there has to be a level of understanding, like, look, if I'm here, then it must be for a reason. And if it's for a reason, then I must have something to offer to this situation. It's a thought process that has gotten me so far. I actually tell a story about it in that episode, where it was my first time in management and I faced like adversity like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got there and like people hated me. I don't even know why. And I had a boss that just told me, stick it out, see it through. And, you find out how that turns out at the end of the episode. So again, check out that episode. It's called Speechless. It's on all the streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? That was another update that happened too. We're officially on Pandora Podcast as well. Pandora Podcast and Stitcher. So we're on Pandora Podcast, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Castbox. Like, we're on all the streaming platforms, okay? Even if I didn't say it, we're probably there. And if we're not where you listen to podcasts, then just tell me. I'll get it there. Watch me. I'll do it. But on that note, this week we got another episode with Ashton. So Ashton is back in the building. It's been a while since we've been able to talk to Ashton, so I'm super excited about the conversation. I've not named this episode yet. I'll probably be doing that sometime tonight, so y'all won't find out the episode till tomorrow. Sorry. Well, tomorrow is today, so for you will be finding out the episode today, just not on this recap. What in the inception? I'm getting out of here. Point being, I haven't named the episode with Ashton yet, but it's connected to the one we just did. It's about learning how to navigate new environments and new situations, learning how to put yourself outside of your comfort zone and, trying different things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go too much in depth about that one. Again, I'm going to let that one speak for itself and then talk about it a little more next week. Y'all will know why I'm talking about it a little more next week. But, with that being said, I ain't going to take up too much of your time. I don't like to keep these things long. So we're going to go ahead and hop up out of here. I appreciate y'all taking the time to listen to me today. Again, if you're interested, definitely check out the show. We got new episodes every Friday at 11. Every single Friday at 11. Every single Friday at 11, okay? I don't miss, new episodes every Friday at 11. Check it out on all the streaming platforms. If you're looking for me personally, you can find me at Marissa Y17 on Instagram, Marissa the Thinker on Facebook and YouTube, and then Thinker versus Speaker on YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go finish all this stuff up so we got an episode as promised. And you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all have a good week. I'll talk to y'all next week. You know, hopefully I'll have an announcement with this, so definitely check in, stay tuned, follow me on social media, because again, I got a little something that you might not want to miss. So on that note, later.